sunset on the east coast of Sweden. We're about halfway between Stockholm and the south coast here, and this is one of my favourite anchorages in the whole world. I'm surrounded by woods, little fishermen's cottages on the island over there, and completely landlocked. The sea can't get me in here, it can do what it likes. It's a tight little spot, and this is where I long to be. And the sun's just going, and it's time to bring in my colours. I do this at sunset every night, or 9 o'clock, whichever is earlier. I've done it all my life. My yacht club, the Royal Cruising Club, insists on me doing it, but you know, I did it long before I was a member of the club. But I'm proud to do it. I do it in memory of every British seaman who's done it before me, and many seamen of other nations as well. The Norwegians are very hot on it. The Royal Yacht Squadron always make sure they do it, but you know, I don't care who does it and who doesn't. I just do it because it's part of me. It's part of my ritual when I'm at anchor and I'm about to turn in. The first bit is bringing in the colours, and the second bit is setting up the riding light, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. This is what we're going to set today. I've had this for donkey's years. It's an oil lamp, no electricity at all. It runs on a couple of thimblefuls of paraffin every night, a little tiny wick in there, and this dioptric lens, there's my alarm going off to tell me that it's sunset. Isn't that great? I'll put that off in a minute, but meanwhile I'm just going to tell you about this dioptric lens. It magnifies the light in the way that lighthouses did long before there was electricity. There's a tiny little wick in there which we'll see in a short while as I light it, and the light will blaze out and people can see it. They can see it at eye level, which is really important in a place like this. It's a small tight anchorage. If you're coming in from the sea to a great big open roadstead, you probably want to see a masthead light with a 25-watt bulb in it blazing out so you can see it 1.5 miles away. Very useful. But in here, it's a complete waste of time, because people coming in here are looking ahead. They're not looking 60 feet up in the air to see my anchor light. They're looking ahead, and what they want is something at eye level. And that's what this is going to give them. It takes nothing out of my batteries, and it's romantic. Nobody goes to sea because it makes sense. I love this. I think it's probably legal, but it's certainly sensible in a place like this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set it up now, and we'll light it, and then we'll hoist it. So here we are. We open up the cage and lift out the business. Take the glass off, put it somewhere safe, and wind up the wick quite high, because it needs to be quite high to take the flame. Light a match, pop it on, and she's away. There's a lot of wind, so we'll stuff the glass on quick and wind it down so we don't overheat the glass too quickly. Come on, glass, get on there. That's it. Now the glass is on. Now I'm adjusting the flame very, very carefully. What's going to happen now, the glass is going to warm up. And as the glass warms up, the flame will rise. I did a video about lighting oil lamps a while ago, and that's not really what this is about. This is really about the tradition of setting an oil lamp for the sea. But when it gets into the lamp, it'll warm up some more, so I've got to be careful. I want to end up with the top of the flame round about the shoulder there. I think that's probably about it. As the lamp warms up, that flame will grow. There we are. That's it. So we're going to put that into the lamp, then we shut the lamp down. Put its little catch on, tricky little chap that, he's in, and now it's ready to go. Now I'm going to carry it up to the foredeck, and the next job is to hoist it, and then we're done. We can turn in then. Here we go. Okay, so here we are. The lamp's lit. Now the first trick about getting this right is to have something to stop it swinging about. And I've spliced up this little line here that I've used for years, and it just goes around the forestay here, the inner forestay in the case of this boat. That will stop the lamp from swinging backwards too much. The next thing is to put the halyard on it. I use the spinnaker pole topping lift for a halyard. Look aloft to make sure it's clear, and it is, so that's good. That goes onto the same little gizmo here as the line holding it to the forestay, so that's ready to go. I've got my forestay, my halyard ready here, and to make it clear, I've got a rustler's hitch on this actually. I might show you that another day. Just pulls off, you see, so sweet. Old trick I learnt from a cowboy in the far west. Now we're going to hoist the lamp very carefully to start with. There it goes, and as it rises we help it up on its little bridle there. I reach as high as I can with that. I'll make sure it's still burning, and it is nice and sweet, and as it goes past me I'll let go its downhaul, which is all here ready. That pulls clear, I let that off. Then I come back to the mast and hoist away till I've got it to a hoist I like the look of. That looks pretty good to me, about there. Belay the halyard, no need for you to see that. We make that off, and all that remains to do is make up the downhaul. I've got a handy point here to which I secure it. There it is, and the lamp's nice and stable now. If there's a bit of a sea comes in during the night, there won't be here, but if ever there is, it won't move anywhere like that. And there it is, perfect. Anybody comes in, they'll see that when they would never see anything at the masthead, and it's taking nothing out of my batteries, and it fills me with joy because it's something I've done all my life. Well, I'm going to turn in now. Sun will be setting soon. Have a good night yourselves.